Hey everyone, welcome, welcome to another Tuesday night live horror reading. Now, you guys know I'm using a new streaming service, so let me know that you can see me and hear me okay. All right, appreciate that. Okay, so thank you, Kelly. All right, so let's if you're new, which I don't think any of you are, I read horror stories. The main podcast is on Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern, and it's free. It will always be free, and you can watch it live or later. In the last year, I've started doing a Tuesday night podcast and a Thursday night podcast, both of those at 10 p.m. Eastern. Just a fun late night thing. On Tuesdays, I read horror or horror related stories. And on Thursdays, I act like I'm a late night radio talk show host. So, all right. If you're if you're feeling alone, don't, because you're you're part of this community. So, and I'm glad that you're here. All right, so let's get the business out of the way real quick, and then I can read some stories. Uh, okay, so the Sunday podcast will always be free. There's absolutely no way it's ever going to be Patreons only. However, if you participated in the Lovecraft Easing YouTube poll, you'll know what I said. And the highlights of that are I'm not trying to be greedy, but the Tuesday and Thursday night shows, not tonight and not this Thursday night, but starting next week, will be available for Patreons only at the very bottom level, $5 a month and up. So you're paying like 67 cents for each each episode, and that's not even counting all of the, if you're not a patron, you won't believe the stuff that is on the Patreon. Some really great interviews and more. So my wife's a school teacher. This is what I do. Um, it's important to understand I'm not trying to be greedy at all. I just need to pay the bills, and I think I'm giving away a little too much for free currently. Um, and I give away a lot of free content, and that's totally fine. I love doing this. Um, so I did a poll on YouTube, and the question was, you know, if I made here's the question, if I made the Tuesday and Thursday episodes available to the $5 a month and up Patreons only, what would your reaction be? Okay, the choices were one, no problem, I'm already a Patreon. Choice two, not a Patreon currently, but I'd become one for these episodes. Choice three, I can't afford $5 a month. And choice four was, looks like one person checked other, but didn't comment. So, all right. So here's the thing. If you are a Patreon, I appreciate it. And nothing's going to change. If you're not, if you picked choice two, um, let's see here. Let me put the Patreon link is in the show notes, but I just put it in the side chat again. And yeah, you will get an alert every Tuesday night, just like you do now, but it'll come through the Patreon to your email. And to talk about how that's going to work, well, the good news is, Mati, sorry, that's my water buddy. Good boy. Okay, so the good news is it's going to work exactly like it is now. It's not going to be on Patreon per se. It's going to be on YouTube. What I'm going to do every Tuesday night is give you the link to an unlisted YouTube video that the public cannot access. Only you. So you can still chat in the side chat just exactly how you're doing now. Let me say hi to everybody. Kelly, Kim, hey Alan, my one of my co-captains. Suzanne, Gwen. Hi, I don't think we've seen you here before. Welcome. Frank, Scott Thomas, number one Scott Thomas. And yeah, we might already be a secret society, Kim. So it's going to work almost exactly the same way. So don't worry about that. You're not going to have to learn a new system or anything like that. Now, let's get to choice three. People, most of us can afford $5 a month, no matter what our situation is. Because it's just not that much. But there are people who can't. And I understand that because I'm pretty poor myself. Um, if you legitimately, if you love these podcasts and you love what I'm doing, then if you have to protest and say it's not a cult, Kelly, it's probably a cult. So if you pick choice two, be sure and sign up for the Patreon between now and next week, okay? If you pick choice three and you honestly can't afford $5 a month, but you really love these and you don't want to live without them, then email me, okay? I'm going to put my email, and my email is in the show notes below, but I just put it in the side chat too, okay? Just email me. You don't have to give me details, but just explain that you can't afford it, and I'm just going to I'm just going to trust people that people aren't going to do that if they can actually afford $5 a month. And I can't do that for very many people, but I could do that for several people. So just I'm gonna take you on faith. I believe in you guys, and if you can't afford the $5 a month, then tell me, and um, I'll make sure that you're included if I can, and I think I can. Several couple people anyway. So so yeah, that's what's going on. If you have any questions, my email's in the I just put it in the side chat, like I said. So um, I will say again, if you're not a patron and you become one, you're not going to believe the wealth of in-depth podcasts and other fun things that are on the Patreon. There's just a lot of stuff. First thing that comes to mind is I was on the phone with Laird several years ago, and he was telling me about all these unexplained things that have happened to him, really spooky things. And those are some creepy stories, man. So I said, Laird, let's do a Patreon podcast and you can tell these stories. And he liked that idea. So we did that. And if you become a patron, listen to that one first because it's wonderful. So, and Alan, thanks for doing that. So we're gonna go to. I might do some Arthur Macken next week. Is that in the public? Is Macken in the public domain by now? Does anybody know? I'm just writing it down so I remember. Mark, hey buddy. So that is what's going on with all of that. All right, the business stuff is over. Last week, if you recall, I read some stories from Stranger Than Science, which was published in 1959, and I read it as a kid and thought about it years later when the internet was widely available, and I found it online. Found a couple of cheap copies online and bought them. So it's a big nostalgia thing for me. I was probably 10, but when I read it, but I was just it was fascinating to me. Of course, we're going to take all these stories with a grain of salt, like I mentioned last week. Is the feed freezing? That's strange. Huh. All right, how are we now? I hate when that happens. Okay, Gwen's freezing. If you've never been here before, Gwen, this doesn't usually happen. I noticed it a little earlier, so I restarted my computer. Um, Man, that really upsets me. Let's see here. Man, that's the first time this has happened in a long time. Just buffering. Okay. I'm gonna do a new video because apparently this one's not working. And so you guys, I'll end this one in a second. You guys go to the main podcast page right there in the side chat. You see that? And I'm gonna do a new one. So I'm sorry about this, and I will try to make it right. Yes, he is. Okay. This is going to end, and I'm going to do a new one. Okay, guys? See